For ravishing alpine scenery and quaint villages using storybook charm, it's hard to beat Switzerland. The soaring snow-capped peaks of the Alps, glittering blue lakes, emerald valleys, glaciers, and picturesque lakeside hamlets imbue this landlocked nation with a fairytale beauty. Snuggled amid the mountain valleys and lakes lie world-class international resorts and a long list of things to do. Plan your trip and explore the best sites with our list of the top tourist attractions in Switzerland. Number 10. Lake Geneva. Lake Geneva, Europe's largest alpine lake, straddles the Swiss-French border and laps at the shores of some of Switzerland's most popular cities. The city of Geneva sits between pretty snow-capped peaks at the point where the Rhone spills into Lake Geneva. This French-speaking capital of peace is the European seat of the United Nations and exudes a pleasing blend of French joie de vivre and Swiss structure. Promenades, parks, and gardens surround the lake, and the Old Town is a lovely spot to stroll among the historic buildings. The Jet d'eau, a fountain in Lake Geneva shooting water 150 meters into the air, is a famous landmark. Cultural attractions include the Opera House and the Grand Theatre, which stages international acts. Also on the lake, about 62 kilometers from Geneva, Lausanne boasts lovely views over the surrounding region and the lake, with the Alps rising in the distance. Take a stroll through the medieval Old Town with its cute cafes and boutiques and stunning Gothic cathedral. At the foot of the Alps, on Lake Geneva, Montreux hosts the world-famous Montreux Jazz Festival in July. Number 9. Swiss National Park. Founded in 1914, Swiss National Park in the Engadine Valley is the oldest reserve in the Alps. The park sits right on the border with Italy and encompasses more than 170 square kilometers of flower-dotted hollows, fast-flowing rivers, and limestone crags. The scenery is especially dramatic in winter, when the forested mountains are covered in a blanket of snow, and the views from the cross-country ski trails are stunning. Nature lovers can explore the region on the large network of trails, though veering off these paths is forbidden in an effort to preserve the natural ecosystems. More than 5,000 species of wildlife call the park home, including marmot, red deer, chamois, ibex, fox, and more than 100 species of birds. The Swiss National Park is considered an El Dorado for animal watchers. Thanks to the high conservation status, animals are less shy than in other places and wander around in open spaces even during daytime. Number 8. Lake Oeschinen. Located in Switzerland's Kander Valley, this pristine stunning lake is fed by the glacial brooks of 3 surrounding mountains. It's a pristine mountain lake, fed by the glacial brooks of the 3,000-meter peaks of Blumlesalp, Oeschinenhorn, Frundenhorn and Doldenhorn. People who love to swim, nature lovers and hikers can really enjoy themselves here. Lake Oeschinen lies at the foot of the Blumlesalp, situated 1,578 meters above sea level. It is one of the larger alpine lakes. A gondola train leads from Kandersteg to a location near the lake. A half-hour walk across pastures and through pine forest takes you to the lake. The water in the lake warms up to 20 degrees Celsius in the summer. Activities enjoyed here include rowing or riding on the summer toboggan run. The rich mountain flora with orchids, gentian and edelweiss, the herds of sheep and cows grazing on the Alps, and the wild animals on the mountain slopes attract nature lovers to the lake at the entrance to the UNESCO World Heritage Site. In the winter, ice fishing or the 3.5-kilometer-long toboggan run from the lake to the gondola station are popular attractions. Number 7. Bern City. In a stunning location, perched on a peninsula of the River Aar, the Swiss capital of Bern exudes old world charm, and the city's medieval Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Strolling along the cobbled streets, visitors can explore the tallest cathedral in Switzerland, with panoramic views from its tower. 16th-century fountains, the Zicklag medieval clock tower with moving puppets, and 6 kilometers of shopping arcades, called Lauben by the locals. The Rose Garden offers beautiful views of the Old Town Center. Bern has many tourist attractions waiting to be discovered, including many excellent museums. Art lovers will appreciate the impressive galleries, including the Zentrum Paul Klee, the world's largest collection of works by this famous artist, and the Bern Museum of Art. Don't miss the markets, held in the Bundesplatz with views of the elegant Renaissance-style Parliament building. Families will also enjoy a visit to the Bear Park. Number 6. Interlaken. Nestled between Lake Thun to the west and Lake Brienz to the east, Interlaken is one of Switzerland's most popular summer holiday resorts. In the center of town, Hohemat is a marvel of urban planning with 35 acres of open space. Flower gardens, hotels, and cafes surround the Hohweg, the main boulevard through here with breathtaking vistas of the mountains. The mighty peaks of the Eiger, Monch, and Jungfrau Tower above the town providing excellent opportunities for alpine adventures. Hiking, climbing, abseiling, and kayaking are prime pursuits. More than 45 mountain railways, cable cars, chairlifts, and ski lifts transport visitors into the surrounding countryside and offer plenty of chances for sightseeing from up above. In the winter, skiers and snowboarders can take their pick from the surrounding resorts and cross-country ski along the extensive trail network. In the summer, paragliders launch from Beatenberg-Niederhorn. To admire the scenery from lower elevations, hop aboard a paddle steamer for a cruise around the lakes. Number 5. Lucerne. Imagine a sparkling blue lake surrounded by mountains, a car-free medieval old town, covered bridges, waterfront promenades, frescoed historic buildings, and sun-splashed plazas with bubbling fountains. No wonder Lucerne is a top spot for tourists. Famed for its music concerts, this quintessential Swiss town lures renowned soloists, conductors, and orchestras to its annual International Music Festival. The Culture and Convention Center is home to one of the world's leading concert halls. One of the city's most famous landmarks is the Chapel Bridge, built in the 14th century. In a small park lies the famous Lion Monument, a poignant sculpture of a dying lion, which honors the heroic death of Swiss guards during the attack on the Tuileries in the French Revolution. History buffs will enjoy the Swiss Transport Museum with extensive exhibits on all forms of transport, including air and space travel, railroad locomotives, and a planetarium. For beautiful views of Lucerne, the Alps, and the lake, ride the funicular to the Dietscheberg on the north side of Lake Lucerne, cruise up Mount Pilatus on the cableway, or head to the Rigi, a famous lookout point. Number 4. Zurich. Zurich is Switzerland's largest city, a major transportation hub, and a top starting point for travelers. The city lies at the northwestern end of Lake Zurich astride the river limit. Beyond its buttoned-up facade, this affluent banking capital boasts a rich lineup of cultural treasures. A great place to begin a walking tour is the cobbled streets of the old town with its quaint shops, cafes, and galleries. Mile-long Bahnhofstrasse, one of Europe's finest shopping strands, beckons with designer stores selling fashion, watches, and jewelry. Venturing away from the boutiques, visitors will find more than 50 museums and 100 art galleries, as well as many other tourist attractions. A top pick is the Kunsthaus Zurich, the Museum of Fine Arts, with an impressive collection of art from the Middle Ages to the present day. Another favorite is the Rietberg Museum, focusing on non-European art with many works from China, India, and Africa. A short stroll from Zurich's main station, the Swiss National Museum, in a Gothic shadow, spotlights Swiss cultural history. Families will love the Zurich Zoo with an elephant park, penguin parade, and Madagascar pavilion. From the city, take a train ride to Uetliberg Mountain for panoramic views of the city and countryside. Number 3. Lauterbrunnen. Lauterbrunnen is an adorable, typically Swiss town nestled in a mountain valley famed for being home to 70 waterfalls, 2 of which are prominently but casually hanging out in the center of town like it's no big deal. It's definitely one of the top must-visit places in Switzerland with super traditional architecture and flower boxes. Just 20 minutes from Interlaken, Lauterbrunnen is an oasis of calm with tons of opportunities for hiking. It's also one of the more affordable towns in Switzerland, with plenty of affordable accommodations choices. There's tons of things to do in Switzerland in the summer, and Lauterbrunnen is one of the best bases to experience it from. If you're keen to get your adrenaline pumping, there are several adventurous things you can do in Lauterbrunnen. Common options include helicopter flights, paragliding, and skydiving. There are countless hikes to embark on and other adventurous things to do in Lauterbrunnen to keep you busy for days. Number 2. Jungfraujoch. One of the most popular things to do in the beautiful Bernese Oberland is the train journey to Jungfraujoch, the top of Europe, with an observation terrace and scientific observatory perched at 3,450 meters. The longest glacier in Europe, the Great Aletsch Glacier, begins at Jungfraujoch and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The famous Eiger Trail from the Eiger Glacier Station to Alpeglen clings to the rocks at the foot of the north face. Other popular walks include Panorama Way to the sunny, south-facing First Slope, the Glacier Gorge, and Apfelchueklaweg. Picturesque Grindelwald is a glacier village in the Jungfrau region, which makes a great base for adventures into the surrounding mountains. Towering above this alpine valley is the tiara-shaped Wetterhorn and the sheer north face of the Eiger, one of the planet's most dramatic and difficult climbs. Between the mountains lie Grindelwalds to glinting glaciers. For the best views, Fallhorn, at 2,681 meters, offers breathtaking panoramas of the giant peaks. However, perhaps the most impressive attraction is the world-famous Jungfrau Railway. So, do check it out. Number 1. Zermatt. There's a reason why Zermatt is one of the best places to visit in Switzerland. Located in southern Switzerland's Valais canton, this is Switzerland's highest ski resort. Zermatt is a car-free alpine village famous for both its picture postcard prettiness and its close location to the imposing Matterhorn. It's rightfully famous for the glimpse of the Matterhorn's famous silhouette, which you can see from certain angles within the town. On a sunny day, the peak is clearly visible. Other days, the Matterhorn shrouds herself in clouds, which makes sighting her even more majestic when it finally happens. Cable cars whisk skiers up surrounding mountains in the winter and hikers in the summer. Zermatt is a good town for walking to various sites, since gasoline-driven vehicles are not permitted. Favored by its southern exposure, sheltered by the wind and generously endowed with snow, a Zermatt ski vacation offers some of the most spectacular skiing in the Alps. Vacationers looking for off-piste activities will be delighted to know that Zermatt has sledding, curling, ice climbing, snowshoeing, winter hiking. Evening adventurers have a ton of nightlife options in Zermatt's 50 bars.